Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Tiara and today I'm going to show you how to make a salmon burrito bowl. So we're going to start with the refried black beans, and I use 1 can of black beans, and I'm just going to add about 3 cups of water to the pot with it, and we're going to add some seasonings to that. I made up a mixture of adobo, oregano, salt, coriander powder, cumin powder, and a little chicken bouillon seasoning. And we're gonna also add a guajillo chili, a couple of tomatoes, some diced onions, a couple of garlic cloves, and some cilantro. So once the water comes to a boil, we're just gonna dump all those in there, dump the seasonings in, and let that boil for about 30 minutes. So after all of the water has boiled down, you'll be left with this. At this point, you're gonna take out the chili, the tomatoes, and the cilantro and garlic. Transfer it to a bowl and mash it down. At this point, all of the veggies should be soft, so just give it a good mash, and we're gonna transfer this back into the beans, and it's gonna act as the seasoning for the refried beans. So after that, we're just gonna pull out the cilantro stems and the guajillo chili skins. They're pretty tough, so I like to take those out. So this is what you'll be left with, and we're just gonna go ahead and add half a can of coconut milk to those black beans and dump that mash back into it. Go ahead and let that boil for about 10 minutes, and we're gonna add some lime juice just to bring it all together. So after about 15 minutes, you'll get this right here, and at this point you can go ahead and mash it up really well, and you'll get the consistency of a refried bean. And this is what I came up with. It's really good. So put that to the side, and next we're going to start on the plantains. This is pretty easy. All you do is cut the plantains into chunks, or you can cut them into small little chips if you like it crispy. And we're gonna put them into a medium oil heat and let that cook for about 7 minutes on each side. And after they've crisped up on each side, you can go ahead and take them out, and you'll get this beautiful golden, crispy, sweet, caramelized plantain. So good. So next we're gonna do the coconut rice, and I use jasmine rice. I always rinse my rice. As you can see, it'll get really cloudy. That's just all of the starch. You want to get that off so that your rice can be fluffy. So after I rinse it out, I go ahead and add it to a pot, and I add about a cup of water to it, and I use the other half of that coconut milk that we use for the refried beans, and add a little bit of salt and bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you'll put it on low and cover it and let it steam, and once all of the liquid has evaporated, you'll be left with this creamy rice. So now we're gonna do the avocado salsa. We're gonna start with some cilantro. Chop it up real thin, and then I used about 5 cherry tomatoes, and just dice that up as well. And I used about a half of jalapeno right here, and I diced that up really fine. So I got the cubed avocado, cilantro, tomato, red onion, and jalapeno. And we're gonna use 1 lime with this as well. Put all of that into a bowl, and go ahead and squeeze that lime juice in there. Gonna add some cracked pepper to it, some salt and some garlic powder and just give it a good toss. Get all those flavors married together. And after that, that's pretty much done. I like to put it in the fridge while everything else is cooking. So next we're gonna make the jalapeno honey cream. And I started with a couple of scoops of sour cream, some onion, a garlic clove, cilantro, and jalapeno. And I went ahead and blended it all up. And this is what I got. I like to add about a tablespoon of honey to it. You can add more or less depending on how sweet you like your sauces. And just give it a good stir, and that's pretty much it for that. I like to put it in the fridge as well so it can set. And now I take 2 pieces of salmon, add a little bit of oil to it, then I add this Spanish seasoning that I came up with. It's pretty much the same seasoning that I use for the black beans. It's salt, oregano, cumin powder, onion powder, coriander powder, and chili powder. And I just go ahead and I like to rub it in there really well just so that the flavors can be skin deep in this. And I do the same thing to the other side. Just massage that in there. And there you go. You can let it sit for like overnight or either at least 2 hours just so that that flavor can get stuck in there. And I use a cast iron skillet for the cooking process, but you can use any pan you like. The cast iron just gives it a good blacken on each side. And I like to cook each side for about 3 to 4 minutes on like a medium to high heat. And this is what you'll come up with. Go ahead and take that out, and when you take it out, add a good squeeze of lime juice to it and just let it sit. It really brings out the flavor of the seasonings and the salmon and brings it all together. And for the last thing, we have corn. I love fresh corn. You can use canned corn, frozen corn. It's really up to you, but fresh corn is nothing can compare to it. And it just brings that Mexican flavor all together in this dish. So that's pretty much it with everything. So we got the plantains, the salmon, the corn, the honey jalapeno sauce, the avocado salsa, coconut rice, and the refried black beans. And I went ahead and plated it up for you guys. It's really pretty dish, and also very tasty and delicious. And I hope you guys give it a try. Make it for yourself, make it for your family. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, and I'll be back next week with another video.